Good morning. Good morning, Facebook and Instagram family. Thank you again for joining us for another episode of Back to the World, my brother and my sister's keeper. I'm Tony, and thank you guys for coming on board. If you have any comments, questions, or anything that you love to share, man, hit us in the boxes down below. Share, comment, like, any questions that you have. YouTube, subscribe, and hit the like button. TikTok, hit the like button. Okay? Again, man, it's a beautiful day outside, man. Not a cloud in the sky, but it's hot as heck. The time is 5 minutes to 11 Central Standard Time. I'm coming on a bit late this morning, after 10 o'clock. Just had quite a few errands to run earlier this morning. So we got those out the way. And last night, man, I enjoyed our episode last night. Good morning. Good morning. Brother Monty, how you doing this morning, brother? How you doing this morning? Yes, I owe the audience an explanation because we've had a young lady that tapped on last night after watching last night, and we were talking about Sonetquity meets smart desktop AI. So she wanted to know what was going on with the zero down financing, what was going on with the food drive, with the food giveaway and everything, and things of that nature. Okay, first let me say this. Sonetquity, we're not only a publishing company and a book club with a wealth building program, with a wealth building platform connected to it. We also try to give back in food drives and with our pantry and everything. We also afford high school 4-star and 5-star athletes some advancements on their notoriety, on their name, the image and their likeness, similar to NILs. Well, we're not NILs, we're affiliated with Nilly, Nilly. And it's a play on the name Nilly because it's name, likenesses, and name, image, and likeness as well. But what we do for a lot of underserved communities and kids who are in those communities, if you will, and they may have a single parent or they may have a household that's not earning a lot of money. And today, unlike it was when I was in high school, to send your kids to AAU programs and summer camps and whatever, it's very, very expensive. So a way that the family, not just the kid, but the way that the family can have some assistance, if that kid is good and all, he can get up to $200,000 in advance while in high school, all right? And, a possible payout once he goes pro. And if he chooses not to go pro, or he doesn't make it to the NFL or the NBA or Major League Baseball or whatever the situation may be, he's not obligated to pay those funds back. So the young lady was asking about that. In terms of the zero down financing, we're still doing that, ladies and gentlemen. And let's see what else we have. There are just so many things in Sonetquity's wheelhouse, all right? But we have teamed up with Smart Desktop AI, and we're trying to get the word out. Because right now, in other words, if you have a goal, or if you have a finish line or a goal line in which you're trying to reach or overcome, you look for the item or the person or the situation that'll get you there quicker than others. Now, everything that we have, man, it's not so much just about making money, but it's not about us making money. It's about helping our members, helping each and every one of you that's out there to have a great opportunity to earn. And just like, okay, zero down financing, let me tell you what that means. Okay, you got to at least have a 600 credit score. If you have a 600 credit score, 580 to a 600 credit score, then you will apply for zero down financing. But keep in mind, just because you don't have to pay that down payment, right? Zero down financing. Just because you don't have to pay that down payment, you have to pay those monthly mortgages. You see, so there are several things that go in with that. So you must be able to support those mortgages every month for the next 30 years. Okay, that's number one. In order for you to receive any NILIS funds, you must have a 4-star or 5-star athlete where colleges and institutions are definitely interested in them. And the recruiters and what have you and the analysts can see what that kid's value. And it goes back to what I was talking about here. Influencers, monetize, and leverage. Okay? So this kid, his talent can be leveraged by the analysts researching and reviewing and determining how many inquiries and how much interest there is in that young kid. So that person becomes the influencer. Okay? Now, to leverage that young guy's talent, okay, all of that is packaged and determined by the interest in him. That's the leveraging. And now to monetize it, that's to determine by the powers that be what that kid is worth. All right, what his talent is worth. I don't mean to sound like some slave owner or anything like that, but that determines his worth, his value, right? As far as the food, man, we deliver it to many of the churches and everything in the community. So all you have to do is go there, get in line, man, and receive the offering. Okay? But the reason why we jumped on Smart Desktop AI, because Smart Desktop AI gives everyone a fair opportunity. See, everyone can't apply for zero down financing. Everybody, because everyone won't qualify. Okay? Everyone can't apply for the NILIS program for the 4-star and the 5-star advancement because many of them doesn't have kids, and many of the kids aren't 4 and 5-star athletes, although they're participating in a lot of the programs and everything. But maybe the kid just right now is not showing the talent, so therefore there's no value there. Okay? We have an automobile recycling program. You have to sign up or sponsor so many members in order to receive that free vehicle that we have to offer. Smart Desktop AI, all you need is your email address and a telephone number. That's all you need to join. And then you sponsor and sign up your 5 members. Immediately, it's return on your investment, because as soon as you invest your email address and your phone number, you will then receive your reference number. Once you have received your reference number, you will come on board. You will let them know who sponsored you. You will give your sponsor's name, your sponsor's email address. Then you will give your banking information, your routing, and your bank account number. Don't be afraid, man, thinking somebody's going to rip you off and steal you only because my face is here and you see a black face. And the first thing you think is there's something nefarious that's going on. You couldn't be furthest from the truth. Everyone wants your routing and banking information when you're connecting to something that you have to pay for. Okay? Just about everyone. I don't blame you, nor do I mind you doing your due diligence and having some discretion. But you must understand the process. If you're doing anything where money is going to be paid to you, there has to be a way where it can be delivered to you. Now, many of you that don't want to open up an institutional banking or bank account, open up a Chimes account. Simple as that. No In order to have it on your Zelle card, you got to have a bank account. So, but Cash App, no Cash App. Cash App's not a bank. Okay, not a bank in the regular sense. Okay, so you know, once we can remove all doubt, man, and our insecurities, then we can move forward. So once you invest that in your time and you sign on, sponsor as many people as you know personally, because once you draft your campaign, AI is going to do the rest of the work for you, ladies and gentlemen. AI is going to represent you. You know, again, I've had some discussions with a few people, and I saw this on social media this morning as well about the fear of AI. Okay, and some of our members that has signed up, and some that hadn't signed up, our potential members, they exhibited their concerns and their apprehension when it comes to AI. AI is artificial intelligence. Okay, there are scams out there where people are actually using AI. Okay, people are actually using AI, and they will replicate our voice, our appearance, the whole bit, and the technology is, man, it's on warp speed. You know, but what I'm saying is, there are scams in every sector of every industry. Okay, this is just something different. Why are you afraid? Look at all the great things that can be done with AI. Okay? Look at many things that has happened. Look at social media. Look at the internet. When it first took off, man, no one wanted to be a part of this the whole bit. Look how many scams and look how many things people are doing on here to take advantage of others, take advantage of the public, to disguise themselves the whole bit. Look at email. Email is one. There's been more frauds committed via email than just about anything that's been on social media. You've had people that were emailing different departments of a corporation and having their accounting department to wire transfer funds to different accounts. Look at Bitcoin. Now everyone wants to be a part of Bitcoin the whole bit. So I'm saying, don't jump off the ship before it takes off when it comes to AI. Okay? Because AI does what you won't do. In other words, it's like this. If you used to watch the Jeffersons, they had a robot maid. The maid used to vacuum the whole bit. Then, and I can swear there was an episode where there was a vacuum that was just vacuuming itself. Now Hoover and all these other companies, they have vacuum cleaners that has software attached to it. And these devices just vacuum all day. They bump into legs of the couches and chairs the whole bit, but then they go around. And before you know it, they've swept the entire floor. They've vacuumed the entire floor. And this was on the Jetsons many years ago. But that's AI. That's AI. Self-driven cars. That's AI. Workers that are factory workers in Amazon and what have you, that is AI. So my thing is this. We have always complained that computers and robots were going to take over the human element. But if that's the case, fight for it so it won't happen. If you're just going to lie down and give it to them, man, what the beef is about? You see, so now, if you pretty much hire one of these artificial intelligent bots to act as yourself or your being or your agent, then you're pretty much putting this robot or putting this AI to work. Because everything that you're telling it is what it's promoting. So there's that saying that goes, you know, they say, what is it? Move over, get back, or get ran over. I know it doesn't quite go that way, but I know Chrysler had a saying like that. You know what I'm saying? But my point is, you have to get with the program, or you have to move over, or you get crushed. So you have to make up your mind. What is it that you're going to do? And you're going to be a part of this technology, because this is a boom. You're going to be a part of it whether you want to be a part of it or not. There's everything about technology I don't like. But keep in mind, it wasn't technology, but it was advancements. Any and everything that advances civilization, people get comfortable and they don't like it to begin with. Because there are certain things that I still don't care for when it comes to social media, when it comes to technology, the whole bit. And my biggest pet peeve is, if there's a situation where you have to call customer service for just about anything, to make a doctor's appointment, concerning your credit cards, concerning your purchases, concerning restaurants, concerning getting a table, you're going to talk to a robot. And it becomes the process of elimination. Okay, for English, press 1. All right, to speak, never to speak to someone. What are your concerns? Okay, at this message, press whatever is your concerns. Number 1, blah. Number 2, blah. Number 3, blah. Okay, C. Okay, C. Oh, what is it that you'd like to discuss? Bam, you got to hit that. I mean, before you know it, you've been on the phone for 30 minutes. I don't care for that. It drives me batty every day. Every day, because every day I have to deal with this. The robocalls that comes, the calls that come all day, every day, right? Many of these calls, some of the persons that you're going to speak to are human, but it's bots that's making those calls. There are no fingers to wear out, ladies and gentlemen. It happens all day. And think about it. In the run of a day, I may get 300 calls concerning Medicare, healthcare, wanting me to eliminate the company that I've signed with to change over to another. Now, it used to be a time when I first came home, there was a period, only a period in between which they could call and do that. Man, but now I get a call on a Wednesday night, man, no matter what time, no matter what season. There was a time you couldn't send emails to anyone, like all these notifications, the whole bit. In 2001, when the internet crashed, during the 9/11 tragedy, right after that, you couldn't do major emails because they considered it spam, and it was considered against the law. But you cannot hold back a movement when it's time to go. Because the government said that doing major spam deals was illegal, and they made it a federal offense, a whole bit. But that's like bullshit. That's like a tag on a mattress. Who are you gonna find? Who are you gonna lock up? You see what I'm saying? So we've gotten past that point. I was impeded by that when I first started designing Sonetquity, and I'm saying, well, how am I gonna get all my emails out to everyone? And at that time, you can only send an email to someone that's expecting an email. So that's why many of these places ask you to sign on or log in or become a member of the newsletter, right? And I mean, don't get me wrong, it's probably still observed to a small degree, but not anything that would make a difference. And these are the things that bothers me about technology. But I have to deal with that in order to get advances on which I do like, and which can facilitate our business, which can make our lives better. So I'm willing to deal with this bullshit in order to get what I'm trying to get over here. So now, with that being said, that's why we have not so much backed off of everything else, because everything else that we're doing is alive and well. We're still doing it, and we're still talking about recidivism and transitioning back to society. once you're free from incarceration. We're still talking about that. These were the cornerstones. Sonetquity and Back to the World, mainly Back to the World and then Sonetquity, are the cornerstones of what our entire program, our entire infrastructure is all about. But all of this was motivated by Sonetquity. All right? Without Sonetquity, there would be no Back to the World, because we created Back to the World because we wanted a platform in which young men and women of all ages coming home from incarceration may have had a difficult time finding a job, finding a place to live, finding furniture for that place to live, and things of that nature, and getting their health care and insurance situations together. So that's what Back to the World was all about. As a byproduct, it was a byproduct of Sonetquity, because Sonetquity is what we have to offer all of these individuals that are coming home. But now we have smart desktop AI, and it's less of a hurdle. It's so simple, ladies and gentlemen. Just sign up, become a member, sign up your friends. After that, AI is going to sign up everyone for you. For everyone that's signed up directly under you, you receive a one-time $60 fee for everyone that you sign directly under you. And for those same ones that you signed up directly under you, the following month you're going to receive $15 a month for each and every one of them. And for icing on the cake, for everyone that they sign at the next level, you will receive $15 for. And then AI is going to be working for you. AI will generate 50 leads a day, right? 350 leads a week, 1,500 leads a month. I'm sorry, I said a year. A month, 1,500 leads a month. So out of those 1,500 people a month, come on, how many people you think may sign up with you, providing you've written up your campaign? And if you're not certain of what you want your campaign to say, basically you're going to draft your campaign, because this is the quickest way to get paid. Your first campaign should be about people signing up to your advertisement, signing up to join you, signing up to be a part of your project. All right? Second, if you have a business, if you are a masseuse, if you're a barber, whatever it is that you may be, you draft that campaign. You draft that campaign promoting your business, sharing your business. And what happens is, again, this is where AI is great. See, we'll just send out 150,000 emails through some digital marketing company, and they're just going to reach everyone. All they want to give you is the count. And as long as they're giving you the count, they're earning their monies. But AI is going to target those who best fit into your campaign, who best fit your business model, who best fits your idea. Excuse me a second. Let me wave at a couple of friends here. So AI is going to reach out to all of those that are leaning towards joining a business like yours, or visiting or attending a business like yours, or a program such as yours, the whole bit. That's the beauty of AI. You know, sometimes we can let and I'm trying to think of how this was said to me. Sometimes we can let our insulation become our isolation. Okay? Great person told me that. And when that happens, then you wake up one day and you don't know anyone. You don't have anyone to call. And that's a fear. And many of us, we aren't ready to face the fact that we don't truly know as many people as we think we know. And what that means is, I don't mean the names of everything. We know the names. We know all of these things. But to have an exchange or an engagement with these individuals, a one-on-one, and you realize if you have to call these people, you'll never get a call back. That's frightening, because on one hand, I know that I know a lot of people, or I thought that I did. But on the other hand, when it was time to put up or shut up, I realized that I didn't know half as many people, a quarter of as many people as I thought I knew. All right, and it's sad to say, but it's the truth. And some of us don't like to admit that, and to not have to admit it, to not have to be confronted with it. Whenever we're told that we have to sign up someone or sponsor someone, the first thing we say, that's a pyramid. See, because that becomes your exit. You don't want to face anything that's going to take just a little effort that can give you enormous rewards, enormous results. We don't want to face that. We don't want to stare that in the mirror. Well, see, AI has no shame. AI doesn't give a shit. AI is going to go after people until you tell it not to. That's the beauty of this. Whether you know it or not, ladies and gentlemen, we are a tribal world, not just a nation. We are a tribal world. And let's go back to the civil rights time. Segregation, right? Desegregation. That's a word that was used during the 60s, civil rights era, the whole bit. But basically what it meant was separation and togetherness. You know, it became an ugly word. That means that you didn't want to associate with nobody, the whole bit. Well, separation, it sounds like an oxymoron. You can live together separately, or separately we can live together. And when it comes to AI marketing, attraction marketing, the whole bit, you want people who are like-minded. And when it comes to races, the whole bit, I don't care how much you intermingle. I don't care how much you may date someone or be married to someone of a different race. There are differences there that each of you enjoy more so with those who are like you than those who aren't. You feel you can talk to those about certain things that look like you, when there are those that don't. Even in medical, even in the medical field, there are certain things that all races can use. Our hearts, our lungs, right? But when it comes to blood and different things of that nature, right? And you know what? And I even think that you know, there are certain things that affect different races differently. And man doesn't have to go in to separate that, right? The Most High has already done that. You know, like certain diseases, you know, affect certain races more so than others, mainly with black sickle cell. I don't know about many of the other races. I'm not a doctor, but what I can tell you is this: not many, if any, other races suffer from sickle cell. Okay? So, you know, the universe has done certain things to separate us. I don't want to sound like a racist or anything, but There's nothing wrong with it when it's done for a good purpose. Okay? It's just like all these countries were competing in the Olympics. And they were competing, different nations were competing against each other. And I think what the two young sisters did with the young girl from Brazil was amazing. Because it became contagious. You see, you don't have to hate your competition. You, of course, surely you want to beat them. I've always been humbled in that respect, and I'd been criticized for it as a kid. You know, I had been criticized for it. I mean, because when we're in the trenches, man, I'm going for the kill just like everyone else. But sometimes my problem was I played to the level of my competition. If my competition was great, man, I'm scrapping. And I'm trying to wrap it up. They're trying to embarrass me. Shit, I'm trying to embarrass them. But if I'm playing against someone that I know that doesn't have my skill sets, or they're playing below that, then I have a tendency to lower mine. And, you know, I've always done that as a kid, but, I feel empathy. And there's a lot that's going on right now that brings that feeling out. I could never be a lot of these individuals that's on social media and they're trying to help you get your money. They're telling you about investing the whole bit. And see, we got it twisted. Don't get me wrong. And I could be the one that's wrong when it comes to this. But let me just try and explain this before we close. If I'm dealing with a bunch of people that are homeless or living below their standards, or they're living below the minimum wage, they don't have enough food to eat, they don't have transportation. All right, if I'm dealing with that, I'm not going to take pictures of me having a big feast. I'm not going to take pictures of my huge home, my mansion, if that's what I live in. I'm not going to take a picture of me being chauffeur driven around, or I'm going to the car lot to buy a $400,000 or a $500,000 car. I'm not going to come out in the best of fashion. I'm not going to show you that I'm doing some parental things with my kids and taking them places that cost. I'm not going to show you where my friends and I are on a chartered yacht, sitting back dancing, you know, listening to good music and the whole bit. Now, I'm not saying I may not do that. I'm just not going to rub that in the faces of the people that I'm destined, and I feel that I'm destined to help. You know, that goes against everything that you're doing. But see, like I said, I'm from a different era. It just seems like today, everybody would get on here, and I couldn't pretend that a vehicle is mine when it's not, and it's rented. I couldn't do that. And I had a friend that knows my character, and I got on social media, and I had access to a vehicle, but it wasn't mine. And people were complimenting me on that vehicle, and I didn't challenge it. I didn't correct it. And my friend was disappointed in me. You know, I think that is something that we could have talked about, but you know, maybe that was just a bit heavy-handed. But keep in mind, integrity first. Okay? And for all of you out there, man, that's going on these exotic excursions, vacations, and you're in the nightclub popping bottles and everything, the whole bit, then tomorrow, you know, you're trying to, the very same people that you're talking to, you're trying to get them to send you money so you can go off and do your thing. And they never send you photos or anything of what they're doing because they're not doing it. I think that is disingenuous at best. It's just downright insulting, if you ask me. Okay? So that is the difference with us here at Sonetquity. We in the trenches with you. I don't want to come and floss, man, and then, and say, hey, that's going to motivate you to want to elevate and do what I'm doing. I don't know, it may trigger some. Everything don't work for all, and all don't work for everyone, right? So, it could elevate some, but it can offend others, all right? So while you're leveraging your money and you're leveraging your influence, right? Think about how to leverage your spirit to those who are less fortunate. With that, I'm out. It's Thursday, y'all. Have a great one. Thank you guys for coming on board. Love you, Monty. Peace.